Salamat po. Uh, I have just 3 pages of speech. I could, from experience, be through after 2 minutes and a half. Then I shall bid goodbye to you all. But, well, it's a good piece, actually. It says about the 6.8 growth of our GDP. And chika-chika lang just to... I'd rather talk about what ails this country and how we are suffering from it. But I'd like to greet first mga importanteng tao, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Ma'am, Justice Secretary Italiano Aguirre and other members of the Cabinet, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Angel Ngu, President, Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Honorary President, officials, and members of the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, members of the business community, fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. Let me talk about governance and how you can improve on it. I became mayor in the city of Davao in 1988. And it was at that time the lifting of the martial law and Cory Aquino winning the presidency, and we were at the crossroads of our national life. I was taken out of my job then as prosecutor and was appointed OIC, Vice Mayor of Davao City, but only for the reason that my mother refused the position. She also excused herself, and wala na silang makita. Pimentel and the rest at the time were hindi naman desperate, but were in a quandary who would replace because Cory Aquino was already there. Kinuha nila ako, sabi ko, well, pantakip butas ako, fine, but I do not want to be in politics. And if you really want to repay my mother and my family for going out for President Aquino at the time, my mother was one of the founding members of the Yellow Friday, and she used to strut there with about 2 or 3 persons only at the early days of martial law. So that when liberation came, they wanted her in government, but she refused, and I was asked to take her place. And I said that maybe if you really want to repay us for my mother's sacrifice, but I also tried to resign from my prosecutorship, but it was denied by my chief 3 times because it was becoming an incongruity that I was in government and my mother was really attacking everybody then. Parang sa yung Yellow Friday. So I said, I will take that position, but after that, you may want to appoint me sa Sandigan, because that was really my dream, to be a Sandigan judge. But as fate would have it, I quarreled with the acting mayor also over an appropriation of money for the celebration of Araw ng Davao, which was pegged at 1,200,000 and we had little money then. It was what remained in the coffers was only about 6 million plus. So I objected. I could go with 500,000, but that's too expensive. We are not in a position to waste that kind of money now. And the mayor got offended and started a row call. So, well, things would run differently kung may away. And I found myself running for the mayorship of Davao City in 1988. And to the last day of last year, I was still mayor, and that was my 23rd year as mayor of Davao City. Minus, of course, my being a congressman at the time, and as vice mayor to my daughter, when I could not run for the fourth time. So, ang nakita ko talaga, I have to go into the basics. Huwag na natin yung mga economic theory because ang tin plate ko kasi sa Davao. Davao ay controlled crime. Most important thing is that there has to be law and order. I hold it as an article of faith that no development could come to the Philippines, Manila, if everything is topsy-turvy. When there is corruption and the place is with so many rats, criminals going, kidnapping people, and even if the ransom was already paid, a lot of Filipino Chinese were kidnapped and nothing was heard from them on. Mahirap yan. That is a country leader that is in anarchy. And the drug was into the millions of victims. The original number given by General Santiago was 3 million. In my few months, si Bato counted 1 million plus. I would take that number as is, maybe no incremental increase. But somehow, I've said to myself, I could not succeed as president if there is disorder in the city, just like Davao. So when I became mayor there, I followed a hard line, a stance. And maraming namatay. I do not deny that in my order to the police to clean up the place, and maybe sabihin ninyo why there are so many cases against the police in Davao. Well, it's because the work. Hindi pwede sa akin yung magsweldo ako ng police na tapan-tamaran. Either sabihin ko sa iyo, are you up to it or not? Because if you are not, then I could always ask for a replacement. And I do not like policemen who are indolent and lazy. Kaya ko talaga sila pinupos. At alam mo kung bakit naman ayaw ng police magtrabaho? Because of the cases that will be filed against them as a leverage. Yan ang uso ngayon. Marami man kaming abogado dito. If there is a case filed against you, ang pinakamagandang gawin is to file a case against the police. For whatever reason, harassment or you lost something during the search and seizure process. And so ang police sa Pilipinas naging inutil. Alam ninyo yan. And instead of guarding the public, they were into guarding mga drug lords, pati civilian and politicians. That's the problem. They strut around as mayor as if they were drug lords also. Go then enter into a place, may mga long arms, naka-uniforme. And so even the police working honestly Pag makita niya na puro baril at saka importante, he could not even, he will retreat. That was the problem. And most of the mayors, pagkakilala na somebody would call the president and say, si Mayor ganon, tumawag niya, gusto niya palitan yung police kasi hindi nagko-cooperate. I cannot get the proper, the ideal rapport between the mayor and the chief of police. Now, I won because I really do not know. Over my nearest competitor, I got about 6 million. Tanungin ko kayo, bakit 6 million ang majority ko? You know wala akong pera. Maraming nagbigay sa inyo na hindi ko tinanggap. Not because hindi tayo kilala, but for reasons of delicadeza. But we are friends. I consider you close friends. But somehow, I have to say no. Because ayaw ko gustong malagay in a very awkward position. I do not want that someday I would have to do something for you, whether good or bad. So it leaves a very bad taste in the mouth, even just to mention it. So, ganito yan. Hindi niya ako kilala. Most of you, wala rin nagbigay masyado. And I can understand that because what was my stature? I was a provinciano coming in, and everybody was a national figure. Dubinay was just a mayor, but he was well known because the mayor of Makati. So what was my advantage? Well, I'll tell you the secret now. Wala akong pera, but yung mga apat doon na kandidato, they were mounting so many issues, but not the basic ones. They forgot to mention about Mindanao. More than just the Panatag, the Seoul controversy. Mindanao is a powder keg. Pag hindi mo ito na-ariglo, this will tear our country apart. Believe me. I'm telling you now that if you cannot give the Moro people at least a semblance of a federal type of government and allow them to control the areas they now occupy, we will have a continued war for all time. Believe me, because ang lula ko Maranao, ang lolo ko Chinese mother side. Ngayon maniwala kayo, ang ginagawa ko ang lahat, I've been talking to Ms. Suare, I did talk with him yesterday, yung banks, yung MNC, we are talking, we are crafting a sort of a preparatory document so that we can go into the process of proposing the federal structure. Ako, ayaw ko. I want to remain just as this provincial region. But everybody should know that long before Magellan landed in Leyte, Mindanao was a thriving province and part of the Sri Visayas Malay Empire. Kaya Jolo was never captured. Nobody went to Jolo. And yung Mindanao, pinilit lang ng Espanyol. They were not successful except to put up the fourth pillar. And the Americans did it by way of armed might. So there were so many massacres in the process. Ang problema ng Amerikano, because they had the cameras, they took pictures of the pile of bodies with a soldier on his foot on top of the breast of a Moro woman. Nakuha ng Pilipino ito, not in our libraries or archives. It was in the archives of the United States. Ginawa pa nila yung postcard, yung mga patay na Moro. So sabi nila, it was 100 years ago. Long time. Cannot be. Because kung ano yung ginawa ng model, just like any other sect or tribe that was massacred by so many persons. Ganon rin dito. That cannot be erased. And that's the proof because you see the pictures. So yan ang problema sa Mindanao. Historically, really an injustice was committed against the Moro people. I'm not trying to be, dito ako sa gitna because my father is a Cebuano. I'm just trying to be on the right side, might be the wrong side, but I believe it's just neutral ako. And I'm trying to build the consensus, maybe faster this year, so that we can get it. I am suggesting the structure of France. It provides a strong precedent. Hindi pwede dito na without a precedent kasi we are an archipelago. So many islands to take off. You must have a strong precedent. Few powers, power to declare war, power to whatever, in emergency, he rules. But you can have a parliament like France, but you have to have a president. Now, the presidency will provide the election of the president. And I will tell you now, if they can hammer it out within the 4th or 3rd year, para wala na lang gulo, I will step down as president of this republic and allow the federal structure to bloom. Tanggapin na lang natin yan pag hindi magulo talaga. Ano sabi ko, hindi niya ibigay. There's a possibility that there will be a breakage in this country. Hindi na magpalugi yan ngayon. They are taking advantage of my term because I have a blood which mixes with the Mindanaoans. So we have to have peace. Otherwise, they cannot develop Mindanao. But dito sa Maynila, it's pure criminality, brigands, kidnappers, pati yung mga droga. Itong droga has affected 4 million Filipinos. It has reduced a number of Filipinos as slaves to a chemical to make the drug world rich. Yan ang problema. We have new slaves whose minds cannot work anymore. Because the forensics of the America says that if you use shabu 6 months to 1 year, your brain will shrink. And if it has already shrunk, then sabi nga, rehabilitation is no longer possible. So paano yan? And if you take a look at the previous records in the past, no particular administration, you will find out, and we will give you the figures, almost 77,000 drug-related cases all throughout the years. And we never knew that narco-politics was already in. 40% of the barangay captains are into it. And about 700 municipal mayors and a few city mayors. Yung si Albuera, yung sinabi nila sinalvage ng police dyan sa jail, was the one who was running the show. And I was really very surprised because Bohol is a very peaceful country or province. Take into account the Bohol tribe, they are the most peaceful and pacific. Ayaw ng gulo. And yet I was surprised when I became mayor kasi ganon kalawak. When I was mayor, I knew that there was a problem of drugs and the peace and order of the community was affected. But I said, and I'd like to repeat it, I said, criminals, you go out of my city because if you destroy the economy and deprive us of our daily bread, I will kill you. If you continue and destroy the youth of our land, our daughters and children, we are not rich. Someday, these guys, ang anak natin, our daughters, they will buy the oxygen for you when you are sick, when you are old. They will buy the medicines, and they will spoon-feed you for your porridge or lugaw. That is how the Philippines would develop. Nobody is richer that can say, my savings, I can stay in the hospital 3 months, complete with medical care and everything. And after that, I should die because that's it. I would have exhausted my money. Yan ang problema at hindi naintindihan nitong mga and they would say that 10,000 were killed, and this Alvera was killed inside. Did you grieve for the son of a bitch? How many lives did he destroy? How many Filipinos now are insane? And the Odicta couple, who will also executed somewhere in, they were running the show on the western side. Yan sa Iloilo. Di ba, initially I said Iloilo was the most, sila yun eh. And these human rights would grieve for all of these idiots who were born into this world just to destroy their fellow men. We cannot seem to be, we cannot understand each other here. I am a mayor. I do not run after these guys. I am a mayor. I was a mayor. I build this city. I am now the president. The least of my worry is the EU. I have to build a nation. That's why I went to China. I went everywhere. I just came in from Thailand because we are really poor and we have to improve the economy. And I would like to thank China alone for helping us. And initially, the 10 billion investments that they promised, where in the world could you find? China promised to build 2 bridges dito sa Manila, libre, gratis. I'm some ambassadors there. I went to China. I said, Xi Jinping, I'm here to shake your hand. I am not asking for anything. I just want to trade with you because you seem to be far away. And I said, because your foreign policy seems to be just a dovetail of what America wants. So I said, I will adopt a non-aligned foreign policy. But I would like to trade with you, and please help us. So, So we are getting a relief now from our hardships because a lot of money is coming in. Ang EU, they communicated to us, and they want a health-based solution for the drugs. Ano mga putang ina niya? They want us to build clinics. Then that we should, instead of arresting or putting them in prison, pareho doon sa ibang countries, you go there and if you want shabu, they will inject you or give you shabu. Then you go out. Then if you want marijuana, there's a place there. Government sponsored idiotic exercise. Then if you want cocaine, they will give you cocaine. And if they want heroin, they will give you heroin. And our people will just go there and consume every chemical until kingdom come, until they are crazy. Like the 4 million contaminated, I'll give it a very liberal increment of something like 700-800 out of their minds, shrunk brain, and they are all over the Philippines. Who will answer for this? Who will answer for those who died? The 77 children, almost every day you look at the papers, a child 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, rape and killed. Who will now answer for this? EU? The United Nations? The Human Rights Commission? How about the lives of the innocent people killed because of shabu? Hold up sa jeep, sa truck, then they go inside houses and rape the mother and all of the children there. Who will answer for that injustice? Son of a bitch, you are worrying about, it's not 10,000. I will place it at 2 for those who resisted arrest and were killed. I will answer for that. I will take the consequences. My order was arrest them if possible. But if they confront you with a violent resistance, and if you think that you will die, potang ina patayin mo. And I accept the consequences. EU, I'll give you a short history of EU. 1914 to 1917, the Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated. It was Prussia then, Austria and Germany. Pinatay nila ang king. Puro Europeans to mga gagong to. France and Russia against Germany, Austria. Gira sila. Ilan ang pinatay nila? Pinatay nila? It was about 12 million. Tapos came World War II. Puro Europeans yung mga gagong yan. All in all, 90 million people were killed. So what's the fucking difference here? Were the consciences of their forefathers better than their conscience now? It's easy to criticize. It's easy to point out mistakes. My God, you trace your history. You are also washed your hands with blood. Why are you suggesting a stupid solution? Imagine putting shabu and marijuana. What will happen to this country? This drug war will continue until the drug lord is killed and the pusher taken out from the streets. Wala akong magawa. there is the supply, pero kung wala na itong mga no pushers, nobody would parlay. There has to be trafficking. There is a buy and sell of shabu. Kaya gano'n, kung wala naman itong shabu, wala itong magawa, but there is the demand, somebody idiot will always be tempted to cook shabu. And in the international waters, the trawlers there of some countries are cooking shabu, packing them up in a plastic container, placing a GPS and throwing it towards the territorial waters of my country. I said, well, just be careful, because if I catch up with you, it's all bingo time. Either you kill me or I kill you. Mahirap yan. What's the procedure of a chase in international waters? And we do not have that kind of resource and everything. So this country needs to perk up. Corruption will stop. Kayong mga negosyante, you businessmen, one of those who can really stop corruption. You know what? You just pay the right tax. And if somebody tinkers with your return, mentioning or suggesting anything, I should be the first to know. You report to me. And I will call the guy. And I've done it several times when I was mayor. In front of you, I'll slap him or kick his ass. The only thing that the Filipino needs is to be assertive of your rights. When they start to mention asking, you just say, bullshit. Putang ina mo. Sabi, Duterte told us that if we are paying the right taxes, I can even kill you if you insist on extorting money. Hindi kasi kayo na nga, do not be afraid of the BIR customs. Tell me, and I will take care of him. Madali naman magsipa ng tao. Ihulog mo lang dyan sa... It's because there is no consciousness of the Filipino. Takot eh. Pag maganong-ganon itong BIR custom, sabi mo, no. I will pay you. Let's go to the office of the president. There. You just call Bong. And I will have him arrested and brought to the office. And I will give you an exhibition how to be cruel to a fellow human being. I've done that several. That's what I did in Davao. So that's why a lot of you have been to Davao. Look at Davao. It's clean, it's peaceful. You can go out at night. Nobody. Ganon. My template, I said, I said, there you run roughshod over human rights. No, of course not. If you are a law-abiding citizen, I will protect you. I would be willing. Not everybody becomes president in his lifetime. I am one of the lucky. I would gladly die for you. I will gladly kill for you. I'm not into that kind of, unless I adopt this kind of attitude, nothing will happen in this country. You have to stop corruption. Do not give them anything. My birthday is coming up. Do not give me the gifts. Somebody gave me a Rolex watch gold in advance. I returned it. He does not want to accept it. Well, I will sell it again to at a discount. Why should I be Rolex? Now, who would believe me if I talk about corruption, then I wear a Rolex? You think I can afford a Rolex? That's why I've been complaining also of my salary. That is really what happens if you have two wives. You have to support the children. Never mind the wife. But children are very important. You're the one who is responsible for. So yan ang mensahe ko. Now, itong criminality, kidnapping, I will deal with them hard-heartedly. The only problem is ang IS has already anointed Hapsilon. It's Abu Sayyaf leader from Holo. He's now in Central Mindanao. I would like to make public. Do not force my hand into it. Because several times you've been bombing schools, and you even exploded a grenade in the library of the Marawi State University. And last month, you planted an IED in the National High School of Zamboanga. Do not mess up with innocent children. Do not force me into it. I beg of you, do not do things that would hurt the civilians. I can understand if I lose one battalion of army. Anyway, there's a rebellion going on between the extremists and the ISIS and the other factions there. That's why Shabu is aplenty, because they are fueling and raising the money to buy arms, selling Shabu to the Filipino people. But as of now, I can take it. I can swallow it. But don't raise the stakes. Huwag ninyong taasang mabuti na pati yung mga bata na mamatay na. Because I will not hesitate to declare martial law over Mindanao. Now, let me tell you, there are so many problems in Mindanao, including terrorism. If I declare martial law, I will solve every other problem permanently. You can be sure of that. Martial law, there is no more court. I do not have to go to the court to apply for a search warrant. I do not have to go to the courts to secure a warrant of arrest. Martial law, just like Mr. Marcos, he used the ASO on there to arrest, to search. ASO ang tawag nila doon. It's a cruel process, and it is taken care of by the military. So I said, I'm begging you not to raise the stakes, because if I were to be there, I will not only solve the extremism, I will solve, I said, every other problem that fucks the island. Please. And the economics, we are improving. I'd like to thank China again. Our exports in banana have doubled, and the pineapple increased by 50%. And China says, you sell to us what you have in your country. And we will teach you how to improve on the quality before you send them there. But we are willing, we're opening the floodgates of our country in importation because we want to help you. So I would like to thank again President Xi Jinping for being just too kind to us. And I'm going there. I was invited by the President himself. The one road, one belt, one road. It's a very ambitious project of China. And if you have read the 100 Years War, it is a book about the competition of America and China to be the world power. So it's written by, I read it 3 months ago. The 100 Years War and the Asia's Cauldron. That's another author. It tells us about China. Me, there is nothing that will push me to something. Anyway, there's the RP Defense Pact. It's a passé now, but it's there. So I will not enter into a military alliance with anybody. But certainly I can choose the friends who are kind to us, those who understand us, and those who do not make imposition. A country has every right, sovereignty, to deal with a particular problem on its own way, taking into account the culture, the prevailing environment. Nobody should really be fucking us with interference. For respeto lang yan, out of respect. Unless you are really into genocide, well, sabihin mo lang 10,000, that's impossible. In Davao, when I was mayor for 23 years, I would say 1,000. No, hundreds. Maybe 300. All legitimate encounter, including the kidnappers. You kidnap a child, you rape a child, ayaw mo mag-surrender, you refuse to bow to the majesty of the law, then the law will break your neck and make you bow. So that is my message today. I have to go home. I'll just limit because those are the only factors that would affect really the development, the progress of the country. It has to be peaceful, then there is no graft and corruption, and you are free to go around. You are not being harassed, molested, or kidnapped. My orders to the police now is this. You ask your beautiful wife and your beautiful daughter to walk the streets of Manila. And if they come home very sound, unmolested, undisturbed, nobody picking on them, then that is the kind of environment that I want for the Philippines. You allow your daughter or son to walk everywhere. And when you shall have done it, then I can really proudly say that we have improved. And in the fullness of God's time, if every Filipino will just follow. But I have to accompany it with some sort of, you know how it is. Human beings, Filipinos, very hard to make them follow, especially money. For those in the BIR customs, their salaries were just on the side. Tingi lang yun sa the main money was, they will go to you, assess you 500. Then they would say, okay, 300. Yung 200 amin, bayad mo yung. Ganon yan. I said, I have fired to date. I have fired so many regulators of the LFTRB, transportation, the franchise granting. I have asked them, and even the BIR and Customs, about 92 of them. I do not want to embarrass, Probably their sons and daughters are already doctors. And I just live quietly. I will not. I do not want to humiliate people. If it can be done. Process prosecuting them takes years. Philippine courts, and even those with evasion of taxes. The law allows a compromise. The law allows a compromise, and I will allow compromises. Rather than the other party filing a case, then from the tax courts of appeal to the Court of Appeals, then to the it will be decided 10 years from now. So I also need to, I need the money now, not 10 years from now. I'm not around. But it must be a reasonable one. For those with big tax cases, Sonny Dominguez, the finance officer, and Dulay, the BIR, I have yet to convince them to compromise. It is not illegal, it is not unlawful for me to suggest this, because rather than, if they choose to fight it in court, and it is so very slow process, I would rather that a compromise be made. No particular party, baski sino yan, we can enter into a compromise. I'm suggesting it so that I can use the money. If I said I asked for 3, Sonny Dominguez, the finance, did not agree with me. He needs 9. I said, I need only 3 because I will buy, I build a hospital in Basilan, 1 billion hospital in Holo, and in the squatters area, another billion. May isa pa hong hospital na kawawa talaga. There's a hospital there, Pabilia o Fabila. Kulang talaga. There's the Secretary of Health. Pagka nagkakaroon ako, if I have the 4 million, I'll tell Pagcor, give the check directly to start. She built a very good hospital sa Marawi for the Moro people. It's a good one. It has a complete, intend to build one also. Kaawa ang Moro. Talagang kawawa. There's a lot of reason really that they're also against government and fighting us. But I hope I can, I'm not quite optimistic about it. But I hope by the goodness of what we do, there has to be some kind of, maybe they come to their senses and stop fighting. Ma'am Gloria, I have to fly home because meron akong 7 o'clock. Taking the next available flight dyan sa airport. It's good na may other flight. Mamili ka lang, Cebu Pacific o yung sa inyo. There's always a flight every hour. So you can only, there are about 32 flights a day to Davao. So I can choose the time, but I have to go there now because I have a 7 o'clock dinner with the Miswari and the Moro leaders. Maraming salamat po.